crown, because porcelain is one of the ceramic material. Okay, so we called it as metal ceramic crown and also called it like porcelain fused to metal crown. So today we will discuss the steps of preparation of tooth for anterior porcelain fused to metal crown. Porcelain fused to metal crown is also called metal ceramic crown because porcelain is a ceramic material. So the PFM means porcelain fused to metal crown, is a combination of aesthetic porcelain veneering and a strong metal substructure. Basically, there is a metal, and then over that metal there is a ceramic material layer which is called porcelain. That is why it is called porcelain fused to metal crown or metal ceramic crown. So the proper preparation for this restoration is a reflection of materials used in its fabrication and the space required to provide an adequate bulk for both durability and aesthetic. So when we give a metal ceramic crown for a patient to a patient, then it provides aesthetic because it matches with the adjacent tooth color. So the first step before starting the preparation for the metal ceramic crown or porcelain fused to metal crown, we will take a putty index. Putty basically is a silicone rubber based impression material. We take a putty index. Okay, the facial index can be made by cutting the adapted putty into a facial and the lingual halves. So the benefit of this putty index, it will tell us about the reduction of the tooth, and it will also help us in making the temporary crown. So again, this is a picture for the putty index. Before starting the tooth preparation, we have to take the index in the silicone rubber based impression material, which is called putty index. So this in this picture, you see the anterior teeth, the all maxillary teeth is present in the two planes. When we see from the facial surface, the teeth is present in two planes. The incisal one half is in different plane and cervical one half is in different plane. Okay, this is very important point, that when we see the maxillary teeth from the facial or labial aspect, the surface, the tooth is present in two plane. The incisal one half is present in different plane. Okay, you see in this like picture, this is the incisal half. Okay, this is present in different plane, and this is the cervical half. You see the cervical half is present in different plane. So there are two planes. So the maxillary teeth is present in two plane when we see it from the facial surface. The incisal one half is in different plane and cervical one half in different plane. So when we reduce the teeth from the facial aspect, so we have to maintain this two plane preparation. Okay, we prepare the incisal half in the same plane and cervical half in the same plane. Okay, if we are not doing like this in two plane, we make it flat, then what will happen? We might damage the pulp or tooth become sensitive. So the first step is to provide the depth orientation groove, okay, in two planes with a flat and tapered diamond bar, because in this we have to this is the preparation of a tooth for a metal ceramic crown or porcelain fused to metal crown. So there are two finish lines. From the facial or labial aspect, we have to give the shoulder finish line. Okay, and from the palatal aspect there is a metal, so we have to give the chamfer finish line. So for shoulder finish line, we are using the flattened tapered diamond bar. So the first step is to provide the depth orientation groove in two planes, in incisal half in the different plane. Okay, you see this is the incisal half. Uh, this is the incisal half. You see we place the two depth orientation groove on the incisal half, and we also place the depth orientation groove, three depth orientation groove on the cervical half. This is the cervical half. Okay, so teeth is present in two plane. Basically we have to prepare the facial surface in two planes. So another picture for depth orientation groove, like make at least two vertical cuts in the incisal portion of the facial surface, fading out at the curvature of the tooth. So the making the instrument alignment parallel to the gingival segment of the facial surface to create the index mark with the flat and tapered diamond bar. Okay, the incisal half with the flattened tapered diamond bar. Okay, incisal orientation groove at 2 mm depth. Okay, for the incisal reduction. So the incisal reduction with the flattened tapered diamond bar, with the same bar we have to reduce the incisal edge to 2 mm. So like this picture, you see the incisal edge we reduce up to 2 mm. So the facial reduction, incisal half with the flattened tapered diamond bar. Okay, we have to prepare the face incisal half in the same plane and cervical half in the same plane. So to make it like a two plane reduction. So the incisal portion of the facial surface is reduced with the flattened tapered diamond bar. Okay, removing the tooth structure remaining between the orientation grooves, and we are joining these lines. So the facial reduction, gingival half with the flattened tapered diamond bar. Okay, you see in this picture, reducing the facial surface with a flattened tapered diamond bar. Okay, uh, prepare in two plane. This is an important point. Okay, so now the proximal wings should be established 1 mm lingual to the contact area. This is an important point. So basically, wing is formed where the two finish lines are made. Like from the facial surface, we have to give the shoulder finish line, and from the palatal, we have to give the chamfer finish line. So where these two finish line, shoulder finish line and chamfer finish line meet, we have to create a vertical wall. Okay, with adequate thickness of porcelain for aesthetic. So for lingual preparation, we are using this wheel-shaped bar, or we can also use the flame-shaped bar. So beginning the reduction, the lingual surface by using the small round diamond 1.4 mm larger than the shaft. So in this way, it is possible to create the index mark within 0.7 mm depth groove. So first of all, before starting the lingual preparation, we have to give some orientation depth grooves with this round bar at a depth of 0.7 mm. So it is necessary to create a vertical wall on the lingual surface of a cingulum and separate concave surface incisal to it. So if the lingual surface is formed into a single plane, the crown will be seriously lacking in resistance. So we have to maintain the morphology of the tooth. Okay, so from the cingulum area, it is concave. So when we are doing the tooth reduction, we make it like concave. Okay, we don't make it like a flat. And from the lingual wall, from the cingulum area up to the gingival area, we create a vertical lingual walls. So by this way, we will provide the resistance and retention to our crown. And if we will not make it like this, then what will happen? Let it lack in resistance form. So you see, using a long needle diamond bar to reduce the axial walls, okay, after contact breaking and join it with the lingual surface. So the torpedo diamond is used to reduce the lingual axial surface to create a chamfer finish line. You see, because in this exercise there are two finish lines, shoulder finish line and chamfer finish line. So the shoulder finish line on the facial surface. So we are using for that purpose flattened tapered diamond bar. Okay, and from the lingual surface we have to provide the chamfer finish line because there is a metal. So for that purpose, we are using the torpedo bar because we are preparing a tooth for metal ceramic crown. Okay, there are two materials involved, metal and ceramic. So redefine smooth the lingual chamfer with the torpedo carbide bar. Okay, the facial axial finishing with the carbide bar. So now smooth the entire facial surface with the round overlay with the sharp angles with this bar, carbide bar or smooth finishing bar, or the shoulder finish line with the cutting bar. Now you see the prepared tooth. Okay, in this picture you are able to see that on the facial surface, this is the facial surface. Let's see, I will tell you. This is the facial surface. You see this facial surface? This is a shoulder finish line. Okay. And from the palatal, you see this is the palatal. This is the chamfer finish line. Okay. So the point where these two finish line meet together, the wing is formed on both sides. You see, where these two finish line meet together, the wing is formed. So this is called proximal wing. And what is the location of proximal wing? It is 1 millimeter lingual to the contact area. So with the help of this putty index, okay, we can able to see how much we reduce the tooth structure. So this is an incisofascial view of the final prepared for porcelain fused to metal restoration. So this is the linguo-incisal view of the same preparation. You see the chamfer finish line from the palatal aspect and the proximal wings. Now see the prepared finished surface. So the shoulder finish line on the facial surface, which provide marginal integrity, substructural durability. The chamfer finish line on the palatal surface, so it will provide marginal integrity. The proximal wings on the proximal surfaces, where the two finish lines meet each other, like shoulder finish line and chamfer finish line. So the proximal wing provide retention and resistance, preservation of tooth structure. The axial reduction provide retention, resistance, and structural durability. So now we will see the posterior porcelain fused to metal restoration tooth preparation. Now, step by step for the posterior tooth, the same preparation for metal ceramic crown. So porcelain fused to metal is also called metal ceramic crown because porcelain is a ceramic material. So we use the abbreviation like PFM, porcelain fused to metal. So now posterior porcelain fused to metal PFM crown. The posterior PFM restoration offers greater strength and aesthetic due to metal substructure because underneath there is a metal, and over that we will apply the ceramic material which is called porcelain. However, it represents over treatment if the teeth are not in an appearance zone. So the first step, we have to take the putty index with the help of the silicone rubber base impression material. The facial and mid-sagittal indices are formed with silicone rubber base putty material. So the first step, as all of you know, that first step is the planar occlusal reduction. Okay, so we have to reduce the occlusal surface with a rounded tapered diamond burr. Okay, and we will follow the morphology of the occlusal anatomy and we reduce it like that. We don't make it like flat. So the first step is to provide the planar occlusal reduction. Okay, so the first step is to produce the depth orientation grooves as you see in this picture. Begin the occlusal reduction by making the depth orientation grooves with a round and tapered diamond burr. Okay, so the recommended reduction for porcelain fused to metal is 1.5 to 2 millimeter. So the like the functional cusp, we have to reduce 2 millimeter and non-functional cusp 1.5 millimeter. So another picture, when after providing the depth orientation groove, the next step is to start joining these grooves and start reducing the occlusal surface according to the morphology or anatomy of the occlusal surface. So we have to do the planar occlusal reduction. So once the planar occlusal reduction is done, the second step is to provide functional cusp bevel. So now we are working on the maxillary posterior teeth. So the functional cusp are the palatal cusp. So we will provide the functional cusp bevel on the palatal cusp as you see in this picture. Okay, this is the functional cusp bevel. You see, we provide the functional cusp bevel like this. Now another picture providing the functional cusp bevel, you see, and the functional cusp palatal cusp. So the functional cusp bevel provides uniform restorative material, uniform bulk of restorative material on the lingual incline of maxillary lingual cusp and the facial inclines of the mandibular facial cusp. So when you have done with the planar occlusal reduction, when you have done with the functional cusp bevel. The third step is start reducing the facial surface. So again, when we see the maxillary posterior teeth, they are present in two planes. Okay, this is, you see, this is the incisal half of the tooth. This is in a different plane, and the cervical one half, this is present in different plane. So when we are reducing the facial surface, we have to reduce in two plane manners. Okay, so the step is like to provide the depth orientation groove. First step is to provide the depth orientation groove in the incisal half, in the facial half, by using the flat and tapered diamond burr. Because the same, like in this exercise, we are produce two finish lines: the shoulder finish line on the facial surface and the chamfer finish line on the palatal surface. Okay, so for the shoulder finish line, always we are using the flat and tapered diamond burr. Okay, and for the palatal finish line, we will provide chamfer finish line, and chamfer finish line we will made with the torpedo burr. Okay, we are using torpedo burr for making the chamfer finish line on the palatal surface. So the first step is to provide the depth orientation groove of facial reduction with the flat and tapered diamond burr. These are given in two planes. Okay, incisal half and the cervical half. So this is a clinical picture producing the depth orientation groove. So you see in this picture, the depth orientation groove is making first of all in the incisal half. Okay, this is incisal half, and when you see, this is facial half. This is present in different plane. Okay, so we will provide depth orientation groove separately in the incisal half first of all, and then in the cervical half, and we reduce it in a two plane manner. So cut three vertical grooves in the occlusal portion of the facial surface. These are placed to the full diameter of the instrument, fading out in the area where facial surface is most curved. So the diamond is aligned parallel to the gingival segment of the facial surface. At least two orientation grooves should be cut to the full depth of diamond instrument. Okay. So again, you see, now when you have given the depth orientation groove, the next step is start joining these grooves and start reducing the facial surface. On facial surface, we have to provide the shoulder finish line. So that's why we are using the flat and tapered diamond burr. So the facial reduction of the occlusal half or incisal half with the flattened tapered diamond burr, you see this is the incisal half. This reduction is done in incisal half. Still, this is the cervical half. Okay. So first of all, reduce the incisal half, then we have to reduce the cervical half. So to make it in a two plane manner. So now you see in this clinical picture, now we are start using work on the cervical half. This is the cervical half of a tooth. Okay. So we start reducing the cervical half with the same burr, flattened tapered diamond burr, and to produce the shoulder finish line on the facial surface. Now the facial reduction of the gingival half with the flattened tapered diamond burr, and you see in this picture that there is a shoulder finish line all around it. This is shoulder finish line. Okay. So now extend the gingival portion of the reduction well into the proximal surface. The depth of the facial surface reduction is recommended to be 1.5 millimeter. So we have to reduce the facial surface 1.5 millimeter, as you see in this picture, and we will provide the shoulder finish line with the help of the flattened tapered diamond burr. Now the proximal reduction with a short needle diamond burr. First of all, now break the contact. Okay, you see in this picture, this is occlusal reduction is done, planar occlusal reduction is done. This is functional cusp bevel. Okay, then facial reduction is done. Okay, and it's present in two planes. You see, this is in two planes. This is the incisal half plane, and this is the cervical half plane. Okay, so this is called two plane preparation. Okay, we have to maintain the two plane preparation. Okay, understand? Again, I'm repeating, this is incisal half. Okay, and this is cervical half. So you see, this is two plane preparation. So we have to prepare the facial surface in two plane. And this is the shoulder finish line, as you see in this picture. Okay. For that purpose, we are using the flattened taper diamond bar. Now, this is a clinical picture. You see the narrow diameter of short needle butt diamond will facilitate interproximal reduction. So, breaking the contact with the needle-shaped diamond bar. Now, see in this picture, use the same diamond bar to the other proximal surface. The instrument is used in up and down motion, okay, to break the contact. Now, you see in this picture, this is a shoulder finish line. Okay, now we are reducing the breaking the contact, and you see the slightly the wing preparation is start to begin. This is a wing is formed. Okay, basically wing is formed where two finish line meet each other, like shoulder finish line and and the chamfer finish line. Okay, and the exact location of the proximal wing is it is located 1 millimeter lingual to the contact area. So another picture, plane the axial wall smooth with the same needle diamond bar. Now we are using to reduce the lingual surface with the help of the torpedo bar, because on the palatal surface we have to provide the chamfer finish line. And you see in this picture, this is the torpedo bar. So reduce the lingual wall with a torpedo diamond bar to produce adequate reduction on both lingual and the proximal walls to have a distinct chamfer finish line in the areas where there will not be a porcelain veneer. So basically in this exercise, we will provide two finish line. One is shoulder finish line, which is provided on the facial surface. And second one is chamfer finish line, which is provided on the palatal surface. So where these two finish line meet each other, proximal wing is formed. So axial finishing with torpedo finishing bar. Now see finishing with the carbide bar. Again, the surface to be veneered with a porcelain finish. So we are using the finishing bar. The transition from the deep superficial reduction to the shallow lingual axial reduction results in formation of the wings. You see in this picture, this is wings are formed on both sides. Okay. Now use of the bar to smooth the planes of the occlusal reduction to remove any roughness or any pit. So all there should be no sharp line angles or point angles. So round over any sharp corners or edges on the preparation that might presents problem in impression pouring, investing, casting, and ultimate in the seating of the crown. So the shoulder finish line with the flattened tapered diamond bar we have to made. Okay, another picture making the shoulder finish line, smoothing the shoulder finish line. Okay, so the gingival bevel with the flame bar is provided. Okay, the narrow bevel 0.3 millimeter wide is placed on the shoulder with the tip of the flame shaped diamond bar. Finish the bevel with the flame bar. So this is the completed preparation for the PFM. PFM means porcelain fused to metal. It is also called metal ceramic crown because porcelain is a ceramic material. So this picture is completed picture. So see, this is the shoulder finish line. You see in the facial surface, this is the shoulder finish line. So on the palatal surface, you see this is a chamfer finish line all around. So where these two finish line meet, you see the wing is formed. This is called proximal wings on both sides. Okay, so where the shoulder finish line meets with the chamfer finish line, wing is formed. That is called proximal wing. Okay, and the location of the proximal wing, it is 1 millimeter lingual to the contact area. So another picture for a complete preparation after completion for the metal semi crown. So from this putty index, we came to able to know that how much we reduce the tooth structure in the end. Okay. So another picture you see from the facial, there is a like this is the shoulder finish line. Okay, and you see this is the facial surface. So this is cervical half, and this is inside the half throw, both in different planes. So to create a two planes preparation, okay, this is the occlusal reduction, planar occlusal reduction. This is the functional cusp bevel, okay, and from the lingual there is a chamfer finish line, okay, where two finish line meet each other. So you see this is wing is formed. This is called proximal wing. So shoulder will provide marginal integrity. Chamfer finish line also provide marginal integrity. So the lingual reduction provide retention, resistance, durability. The wing, proximal wings will provide preservation of tooth structure, retention and resistance. The facial reduction provide retention and resistance. Okay. So, and the planar occlusal reduction provides the structural durability as well as the functional cusp bevel is also provide the structural durability. So these are the steps which we are follow for the metal ceramic crown tooth preparation.